Well, I think we've had enough talk. It's time for the main event.
Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rant. Of course, I am your host, your YouTube Messiah. We are coming to another duplicated Mr. Main Event himself, Tim Vicious, and we're going to go Raw to was in St. Louis, Missouri. And it was a pretty decent show. I enjoyed it. Now, before we do, we're gonna switch gears, talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind, and man, when it rains, it fucking pours because SmackDown wound up causing a massive trickle-down effect that went throughout the entire weekend, well, we're just gonna address the first and foremost, the biggest thing right off bat. The closing segment for SmackDown was Roman. He came out, threw out a few jokes at Seth at Seth Rollins' expense, and then called Cody out, saying, "Who you challenging?" Cody then comes out, talks Roman for a minute, says, "So let me ask you, what do you think finishing the story means? Do you think it means taking that title off your hands? Because, rest assured, I am coming for that championship. But, I'm looking to take you out." And I've consulted a lot of people over the past week. One of them is somebody you know. And then the music hits, "If you smell," and then The Rock comes out. The crowd went bananas! It ended with Rock and Roman just having an epic stare down. Nobody saying if it's going to be Rock and Roman or Rock and Roman night 1 and then Cody versus winner of that night 2, or if it's going to be a triple threat or anything along those lines. Nobody has said nothing yet, but my God, the way the internet fan base wound up reacting to it, you would have thought The Rock set a building full of baby puppies on fire. Like, no lie. It was... I could do an entire episode just on the receipts on people that said on the stuff people said. But I'm not gonna because while I may be an asshole, I do have some set standards, and I'm not gonna call them out on here. No. If I'm gonna call them out, I'm gonna do it as close as I can to their face. So I'm actually gonna at those assholes and say, "Hey, how'd that shit taste when you said it?" So yeah, but man, this is why I say before, the 3 most toxic fan bases out there today, hands down: wrestling fans, comic book fans, and Star Wars fans. And I know because I've been a fan of all 3 since I was frickin' 4 years old. So yeah, what the hell does that tell you? There are just horrible fans out there. You know? Like, if somebody talks about it, just, it could... There are some fans out there that just make your skin crawl and cringe at the idea of actually sharing a fandom with them. And, you know, here's the thing. Like I said, they didn't address what's going to happen yet. Now, they have a press conference coming up this Thursday this week. Plus, there's SmackDown right after that. We got Elimination Chamber in about 2 weeks. And then we got all of March, no pay-per-views. No pay-per-views in March. And leading into Mania. So, things considered, I think we got more than enough time to flush out a story, fix anything that needs pigeonholed, that could be pigeonholed, I should say, and if needed, be ready to go and do a 180 and have a backup plan on, okay, well, if we can't do this and this, how about we do this and that? That's just me. Maybe I'm overly optimistic on it, but you know, I've come to realize the older I get in life, the more I want to try and make this show be part of the small little positive, happy little corner of the internet. In my own weird, evil, twisted kind of way. Because while I may say somebody is an asshole and an idiot, I'm going to do it in the very most loving, positive manner possible. So with that said, now that we're done addressing that, let's get into the rest of SmackDown. The show started out with the walking douche nozzle, Logan Paul, celebrating that he still won the U.S. title. See what I mean? And basically saying, KO, congrats, man. You put up a fight. You did better than Floyd Mayweather did. You had me on the ropes. You had, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? It was a trick. It was all a ploy. I set all that up. I made you use those brass knucks so you'd get disqualified, and I am still your United States champ. KO comes out, says, I'll give you credit where credit's due. You did good. But more to the point, I want to thank that ref because he did his job just like he was supposed to. But rest assured, I'm coming for you, and I'm going to take that title off you. And paraphrasing all this, mind you, and Logan Paul wound up basically saying, no, you had your shot, get to the back of the line. Then Theory and Waller came out, which then led to a match that was already scheduled, which was Owens and Austin Theory, which was a decent match. It ended in very much so in the same way. It was the same way as Paul and Owens, where Waller slid in a thing of brass knucks, KO got him off Theory, used them, but instead of this time leaving him on his hand, he then tucked it either in his trunks or in his knee pad. I don't remember which one, but I know it was somewhere around that area. But he hid them afterwards and then went for the pin, so there you go. We also had a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Contenders match. Now the winner of this match faces the winner of the Fatal 4-Way Tag match that we're going to go over in a bit. And then those two teams are going to face off this Friday coming up. And then that winner is going to challenge Finn and Priest at Chamber for the tag titles in Australia. So it was, yes boys, SmackDown's two most tastiest snacks. Pretty deadly. LWO, Joaquin Wilde, and Cruz del Toro. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, as well as Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. It was a decent match. It was pretty good, but it was a Fatal 4-Way, so what do you expect? Not just a Fatal 4-Way, but a Fatal 4-Way tag. So you got 8 people going all around everywhere. It eventually turned to a giant clusterfuck car crash. And I'm not complaining on that, but that's just simple. It's simple wrestling math, where that's eventually going to happen. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate got the win, so they're going to face the winners of the match. Like I said, we're going to go over that in a little bit because that happened on Raw. And then Damage Control, they showed their true colors in regards to Bayley. And I'm not going to lie, I like the segment. I know some people were kind of calling bullshit because, it's just like when Triple H and Ric Flair were trying to keep Batista from challenging Hunter for the world title and blah, blah, blah. Very much so. And yes, it was very much so in that same way. But let me say this about that. 1, who cares? It's a good story. 2, name me one thing in wrestling that nobody has not taken from at any point in time. I mean, for crying out loud, you want to go and complain about that? How about this? How about we complain, hey, let's make a new thing. Who invented the spear? Or if somebody does a clothesline, does that mean they're stealing moves from Stan Hansen or JBL or someone else that does a clothesline that could take your fucking head off? Just, ugh. Either way, Bayley when they all came out, minus Dakota Kai, they never addressed why she wasn't out there, but it was Io, Kyrie, Asuka, and Bayley. And Bayley wound up calling them out saying, oh, I knew you guys would have been up to something, but I just needed to wait to see your true colors. Thanks. Thanks a lot, assholes. Paraphrasing, mind you. And then Bayley wound up, her and a good friend of hers, Mr. Lead Pipe, proceeded to help clean up house, took out everyone, and then ended with Bayley saying, Io, I'll see you at WrestleMania. And then they made it official, Io Sky versus Bayley for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. So that's all set. That's good. Way cool. We also had Tiffany Stratton making her official main roster debut. Tiffy time. Going against Michin, Mia Yim. And this was a good match. For those that have not seen Tiffany Stratton on NXT, highly recommend you go and you check out some of her stuff. Really good. She's... Honestly, I see her being trying to make sure I say this the right way because I got it worded up in here. She's definitely going to be one of those talents that you see 5-10 years down the road. Hustling and working her ass off, showing everyone, no, I'm here, this is my job, this is what I do. Watch me, bitches. And not only that, she does, very much so, like Christopher Daniels does the best moonsault ever. She does prettiest moonsault ever. Really, you gotta see it because it's just really that damn good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for SmackDown. We already addressed the ending segment, so with that said, now let's get into this week's show. Raw in St. Louis. Show comes out with Seth Elizabeth Rollins because his middle name is not freaking, damn it. And he comes out, first and foremost, first thing I noticed, 1, Seth was dancing, which is a sign of good. 2, he had a knee stabilizing brace on. So, both of those combined, if he just stays out of in-ring, me personally thinking out loud, I think, just freestyling, if they keep his in-ring stuff to 0 to very, very, very limited whatsoever between now and WrestleMania, I think he'll be good enough to go for a match. But Seth came out, wanted to address Cody, find out what the hell was going on because like I said, with the whole shitstorm over the weekend, it turned into a big internet thing of we want Cody for Mania and this, that, and the other. And it was, Cody came out and you could hear, it was like, it felt like I was like 11 or 12 all over again because before Cody could even say anything, the crowd was chanting, Rocky sucks! Rocky sucks! Rocky sucks! Thank God they weren't anywhere near Philadelphia in that time, because if they were, chances are you probably would have gotten a small contingent of the crowd yelling, Dick, after you heard, Rocky sucks dick! Rocky sucks dick! Like that. But either way. Seth confronts Cody like, man, listen, we all need to know. What's your decision? Who you fighting? And just as Cody's about to speak, boom, bagpipes hit, out comes Drew McIntyre, and then Drew is like, oh, Seth, This is supposed to be between you and me. Don't go poisoning his mind. Don't go warping his mind. Cody, finish your story. Go after Roman. Claim that title that you wanted. Claim that title that your father never won. Do what you said you wanted to do. This was supposed to be what you were doing. Seth, you were supposed to challenge CM Punk for the title at WrestleMania. He's out, so give me my opportunity. And I hate to break it to you, but last time you fought him 3 times. You lost all 3. And basically it was like, didn't you lose to... And then Seth's like, didn't you lose to me? Every time we went against each other? So, yeah, and then it kind of went like that for a bit, and a little bit of back and forth with that. And then it ended with Drew fighting Cody for a minute. So, yeah. So that was the opening segment. Now we get into the first match of the night, the Fatal 4-Way, which I said we'd go over. So see, I am a man of my word. It was Imperium, DIY, the Creed Brothers, and New Day. And it was good. New Day was leading at the start with Imperium leading into the break. I gotta tell you, this New Day Imperium feud I really have been digging, just because of the simple fact it kind of brought an edge to them, New Day, because while we've all liked New Day, you know, they're nerds, they're badasses, but now you're showing that you're badass nerds that aren't going to be afraid to take shit and will fight and will go and kick your ass. So, yeah. It was a decent match. I dug it. After post-break, Woods wound up getting a hot tag in. Started cleaning up some, but very much so what you expect. Like I said, it's a Fatal 4-Way, and not only that, it's a Fatal 4-Way tag. So 8-man clusterfuck car crash ensued after Woods started cleaning house. All sorts of mayhem and bedlam ensued. Everyone was fun. Everyone was hitting everyone. Bodies were flying everywhere. Saw the Creed brothers. Saw Julius Creed once again showing just on how amazingly athletic this guy is. Good God Almighty, if he was not tag teaming, I would swear he should be the one to go and dethrone Gunther. But he's tag teaming, and I like seeing him in that. So we're moving forward. Decent match. I dug the hell out of it. It came to an end when the Creeds did the Brutus Ball to Giovanni Vinci. And then just as they did that, Tommaso Ciampa came in, Ciampa and Gargano. It wasn't just one guy, sorry. DIY came in, took out Imperium, and they took out the Creeds. See, I'm screwing up. They took out the Creeds, and they lined up Gio for, boom, meet in the middle. Then collided, got the pin, 1, 2, 3. It was actually, and it played off well because Johnny Gargano went for the pin first, and then Ciampa shoved him off because he remembered he was the legal man and then went for the pin. And the commentating team, Cole and McAfee, called that. So this Friday coming up, we're going to have Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate going against DIY. Oh, I cannot wait. Next up, we got Elimination Chamber qualifying match. The winner of the Chamber match goes on to face Rhea at WrestleMania. Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler. And this was a good match. I dug it. Excuse me. Shayna, she was grounding Becky for early on and was pretty much leading this match. For, much so like she was kind of... To me, it felt like she was kind of just dragging Becky around like... like I'm the badass. I'm the one that actually knows how to fight. I'm the legit fighter. So you think you're going to try and shoot on me? Well, guess what? Boom, gotcha. Boom, gotcha again. Boom, gotcha a third time. Kind of like that. Even though it wasn't like that in real life, I'm just saying the way it came off, it did. And I absolutely love that. I thought it was great. Becky wound up getting the win by doing a manhandle slam out of nowhere. And next week they announced Liv Morgan and Zoe Stark are going to have an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. So, yeah. Next up, we got mixed tag action. Akira Tozawa and Maxine Dupree going against Ivar and Valhalla. And, dude, seriously, somebody needs to have a talk with Michael Cole because he's coming off like he's starting to develop a weird antler fetish because anytime Valhalla comes out and she doesn't have her antlers on, he always spaz like, she needs to wear them, she needs to wear them. And then, like, 2 weeks ago, he went on non-stop about on how she was barefoot. Like, okay, dude, listen. I'm not one to kink shame. Far from it. What you like is what you like. But if you're a broadcast journalist, like you say you are, carry and compose yourself in a proper manner. Please and thank you. That's all I'm going to leave that at. So as far as this match went, whew, boy, there's not much positive to talk about with this. And I try and be a good positive man. I mean, Ivar and Akira were pretty much the meat and bones of this match. And Maxine, she's had a rough way to go the past couple weeks with anytime she's on TV. I don't know if she's getting enough rounds on the road or what have you, but it's just like, ooh, man, ooh. But, you know, you're not going to get better unless you do more, without repetition, work after work after work after work after work. It's like that old saying goes, you know, and how you get to Carnegie Hall, practice, 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 practice. Same thing, you want to know on how you become a good wrestler? Wrestle, 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 wrestle. Wade, make a note of that. That sounds like a good idea for a good t-shirt. But, yeah, just really hoping eventually, I'm hoping she improves down the road. Because she's got a lot of charisma and the camera loves her. And she plays to the camera really well. And I'm not just saying that because she's a pretty face. But she plays it really well as a character. But, yeah. So, Ivar and Akira wound up getting the win. Ivar and Valhalla got the win, I should say. Sorry. Ivar got the win by doing the world's strongest slam off the second rope. Boom. Next up, we got JD McDonough going against The Miz. Nice little start. JD leading into the commercial break. Miz started to lead right around when R-Truth started to come out. He came out. He had on the yellow safety vest, and he was walking around through the crowd, giving out the Judgment Day shirts with his name on it to the people, you know, and just handing them out to the masses. Here you go. You get a shirt. You get a shirt. You get a shirt. You get a shirt. And if you want a shirt, go to whatamaneuver.net and search for Vicious Rants. Cheap plug. Excuse me. And eventually, Truth wound up getting up to the barricade, put a shirt over Dominic. It wound up going over his head. Didn't put his arms through, so he was kind of like that, like it was like in a straitjacket. Miz gave him a boot, so that took Dom out for the remainder of the match. And then Miz and JD, they worked for a minute. And then Truth got up on the apron and was like, whoa, ho. Here's your cut. Here's your cut from the t-shirts. Pulling out a wad of cash. And JD, alright. Goes, gets ready to go stuff it into his trunks. Next thing you know, Miz, boom, pops him with a skull crusher finale, seeing dollar bills flying everywhere. Count 1, 2, 3, that's it. Your winner, The Miz. Next up, we got Kaden Carter and Katana Chance gunning for a women's tag title rematch against Asuka. Asuka and Kairi Sane. And really good action with Kaden and Katana leading up into the break. Katana wound up getting a hot tag post break, started cleaning up house. I gotta tell you, the crowd wound up getting kind of dead on this, but honestly, I dug it. I dug the match. I thought it was decent. It was a good way to help kind of end the whole story with Caden and Katana saying, oh, we're going to get those titles back off of them. It's just, honestly, if I'm going to split hairs and try and pick apart something, yeah, you got to give Katana Chance some more charisma, some more personality, because she comes off blander than the paint on this wall right here. No lie. Yeah. But match came to an end when Asuka and Kairi, they did that spiked insane elbow where Asuka had Katana in a reverse DDT. Kairi Sane came down with that beautiful, beautiful elbow drop of hers and hit Katana, and then Asuka dropped down then 1, 2, 3, that was it. So yeah. Now we come to main event of the night. Cody Rhodes versus Shinsuke Nakamura oh baby, let me tell you something, baby. You see, you got Cody Rhodes, baby, going against Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura, baby. You've been messing with Cody for a while. Tell him his story's not finished. And then, over the weekend, what you do, baby? You spit that mist. You spit that mist right in Cody's face. And then I made Adam Pearce said, you two are going to have to go against each other, but not just in any kind of match, baby, but in a Texas bull rope match. So yeah, that was my best Dusty Rhodes impression. I'm pretty sure I'm tapped out for the rest of the year. Maybe if I get some more inspiration down the road, I'm like, who knows. But Cody versus Nakamura in a bull rope match, and like I said, that came to be because they showed over the weekend at a house show, or a live event as they now call them. Cody, he was going in the back, and then Nakamura out of nowhere hit him with the mist, blinded him, and Adam Pearce said because of the conflict, we're going to have a match on Monday, and it's going to be a Texas bull rope match. So yeah. Also, do want to emphasize, I like the little tip of the hat, whether it really was or not, if saying that the rope that they used was the one Dusty used in his match against Superstar Billy Graham. I thought that was a nice little tip of the hat for, if you know that history, then you get the reference. But if not, then it's just then it also works because it's like, oh, that's so sweet, Cody's using the same bull rope. So either way, I think that works. I thought that was cool. As far as the match went, Cody, he was leading up into the break. Nakamura was leading post-break. Good action with each other. You know, did not see the rope used like what you would expect, like, oh, trying to whip them, or trying to choke them or something, or somebody grabbing the cowbell and then wham, smashing it over someone. No, it was more so just used as like a whiplash tool to bring someone over to you, and at the ending, which we'll get to in a moment. But outside of those, it was like played out like a regular match, and I like that. You know, it was different because it's a match with a stipulation, but it didn't play off like, oh, they were so heavy on that stipulation. You know? And a lot of good back and forth up in the closing arc of the match. It came to an end when Cody got hit with a mist, blinded for a little bit, wound up actually feeling Nakamura to go and hit a crossroads at one point, got his eyes cleared up, and then at one point actually got the rope underneath Nakamura, and then boop, split the difference right on him. Hit him with a low blow on it, like once or twice, I believe. And then wound up doing a crossroads on him. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes is your winner, but post-match, didn't really have much time to celebrate afterwards. Next thing you know, that dastardly Drew McIntyre came out and beat the hell out of Cody. All all to make a point. So if I'm going to make a personal prediction, I would probably say maybe Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre at Elimination Chamber. Based off of that alone, but that's just me thinking out loud. But either way, that is it for this week's show, folks. So please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also on that Threads and Blue Sky, John, Tim Vicious there as well. I'm trying to be more active on there. Sometimes I just space out and forget. Thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, LFC is on Tubi, so it costs $0 to support them. But if you want to throw out a few dollars to support someone, like I said, whatamaneuver.net for some vicious Rant apparel. T-shirts, tees, tanks, long sleeves and hoodies, toddler shirts and onesies as well. Perfect gift for somebody you love, somebody you hate, or a shirt to buy just to give to Goodwill or Savhouse so you can keep your stuff. Don't forget to follow these cool ass guys already on Twitter as well. DSB_IV, main event _net, the main event wrestling network account, Sergeant Credit Band, 3 Count Thursday and Guy in 1986. And folks, like I always say, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.